How to Influence with Integrity, Liz Brown. From the moment you decide that your voice matters and your vision deserves to be heard, a new path opens before you. Imagine standing on a small stage in a community hall. You are surrounded by people whose dreams and fears mirror your own. The lights are warm, the air is humming with anticipation, and you feel a quiet power stirring in your chest. You inhale deeply and remember the promise you made to influence with integrity, to lead without compromise, to uplift others as you build your own success. When her savings dipped and doubt crept in, she leaned into her integrity. She refused to water down her recipes or lower her prices below fairness. Word spread that her food was honest, made with care. Soon, local businesses placed orders and her venture grew. You begin not with flashy statistics or the latest trends. You begin with story. You tell of Maria, a single mother in your neighborhood who launched a catering side hustle from her tiny kitchen. She served neighbors who cheered her on. Maria's unwavering commitment to truth in every dish became her greatest influence. Her integrity was her brand. It is earned, day by day, word by word, action by action. As you share Maria's journey, you look around the room. When your words and deeds match, you become a living brand of consistency. You craft a new story about Priya, a boutique consultant who thrived in the competitive world of branding. Clients clamored for quick-fix strategies that sacrificed substance for style. Priya said no. You paint the picture of Elena, a small investor who built her portfolio not by chasing every hot tip but by researching companies that upheld strong ethical standards, diverse leadership teams, environmental responsibility, fair labor practices. When peers scoffed at her slow and steady approach, Elena simply followed her convictions. Over time, her portfolio outperformed those chasing fads. Her integrity in investment decisions became a beacon. Startups sought her out not only for capital but for mentorship. She influenced founders to embed ethics into their business plans from day one. Will you build trust by showing your true self, flaws and all? You challenge them. In the next week, speak one truth you might have hidden. Make one decision based on your deepest values. Listen to one person without agenda. Then watch how your influence changes not through coercion, but through integrity. Will your actions mirror your values? Will you communicate with empathy, lead by example, balance confidence with humility, and serve those you wish to influence? When you choose this path, you transform every pitch, every meeting, every conversation into an opportunity to uplift and inspire. Entrepreneurs, investors, small business owners, they see themselves in these tales. You press on to the third lesson, communicate with clarity and empathy. You tell the story of Marcus, a keynote speaker whose early career was marked by bravado. It starts with the simple decision to speak your truth and honor the truths of others. From that moment on, your life, your business, and the world you touch will never be the same. He dazzled audiences with bold claims but struggled when follow-through faltered. Then he hit a crisis. A major client accused him of overstating his impact. You recount how Sophia, a venture-backed founder, prioritized her team above all else. She held monthly innovation breakfasts where every employee from intern to vice president could pitch ideas or air grievances. She celebrated successes, addressed failures openly, and ensured everyone felt valued. When her company faced market downturns, her invested team rallied to find creative solutions, cost savings, new product lines, customer support innovations. Sophia's integrity in placing others first became her ultimate influence. Her company not only survived challenges but emerged stronger and more united. Marcus faced a choice: defend his ego or own his mistake. He chose the latter. He publicly apologized, refunded fees, and retrained in program development. His vulnerability won respect, and his subsequent talks wove in the lesson of humility. Audiences connected deeply with his honesty. You describe Jamal, who owned a chain of fitness studios. Jamal wanted to raise membership prices to invest in better equipment and trainers. He knew members might balk, so he invited them to a town hall meeting. He acknowledged their loyalty, explained the rising costs in the industry, and shared his vision of a safer, more motivating workout space. Then he truly listened to their concerns. When members voiced fears of being priced out, he proposed flexible payment plans and community scholarships. By blending honesty with compassion, Jamal influenced support for his plan. His studios flourished, and his community felt heard and respected. Instead, She designed a process that began with deep listening and covering each client's core beliefs, long-term goals, and the impact they truly wanted. She refused projects that felt hollow or misaligned. Some deals slipped through her fingers, but those she accepted became transformative partnerships. Priya's integrity became her magnet. She attracted clients who valued purpose as much as profit. Faces lean in. You have their attention because you've spoken from the heart, weaving real human courage into each sentence. Influence with integrity starts here, with authenticity. You tell the story of Anthony, a tech entrepreneur whose startup barely had a product when he stood before investors. When you speak your truth, you give others permission to do the same. He laid out a roadmap for learning and partnership. Investors respected his honesty. They appreciated his plan to hire marketing experts and pilot small campaigns before scaling. Anthony raised the seed round he needed and in the process, modeled that transparent leadership inspires confidence far more than polished but hollow promises. After your introduction, you pivot to the first lesson. Build trust by showing vulnerability. Instead of inflating projections, he admitted what he did not yet know: his gaps in marketing experience, the uncertainties in customer onboarding. You pause, letting the lesson sink in. Trust cannot be faked. It is neither bought nor demanded. Moving seamlessly, you transition to the next principle. Align your actions with your values. You remind your audience. Influence grows when you let your values guide every decision, even the small ones. As you weave these examples, you notice a glow of engagement. This is influence with integrity. You don't bulldoze your message. You engage in dialogue. You seek to understand before seeking to be understood. Next, you guide listeners to the fourth principle, led by example. By living your values, you become a force multiplier. Others follow not because you demand obedience, but because they choose to emulate your example. You shift to the fifth lesson, balance confidence with humility. His influence grew richer and more lasting than any boast could achieve. True influence marries belief in yourself with respect for others. Confidence opens doors, humility invites people inside. As you near the close, you share the sixth and final principle, commit to servant leadership. Your narrative arcs back to the opening stage. You ask the audience, what story will you tell when you step into your own spotlight? Will you choose authenticity over artifice? You close by inviting them to stand with you right now. They press to their feet, energized by possibility. You end on a note of optimism. Influence forged in the crucible of integrity leads not to hollow victories, but to lasting impact. And as the lights dim and the applause rises, you know the real story has only just begun. Because influence with integrity is not a destination, but a lifelong journey.